United Kingdom, Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch faced an embarrassing moment at Parliament when she challenged Prime Minister Keir Starmer over the hike in defense spending on Wednesday. Badenoch had questioned the Prime Minister over the exact amount of the hike and suggested that the Prime Minister had listened to her advice on using international aid money for defense. Well, in response, Keir Starmer said that Badenoch never crossed his mind. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
Over the weekend, I suggested to the Prime Minister that he cut the aid budget, and I'm pleased that he accepted my advice. Mr. Speaker, it's the fastest response. It's the fastest response I've ever had from the Prime Minister. However, he announced £13.4 billion in additional defence spending yesterday. This morning, his Defence Secretary said the uplift is only £6 billion, which is the correct figure.
Prime Minister.
I'm going to have to let the Leader of the Opposition down gently. She didn't feature in my thinking at all. I was so busy over the weekend I didn't even see her proposal. I think she's appointed herself, saviour of the Western civilization. It's a desperate search for relevance. But, Mr. Speaker,
she has appointed herself as a savior of Western civilization. Rufai, I don't know what that was. That was the most embarrassing thing I've seen so far at Parliament.
Wow, she appointed herself as a savior of Western civilization. Kemi is a joke. Honestly, Kemi Badenoch is a joke. So this is the same defense spending a lot of people have praised Keir Starmer for. And the truth is, it's taking some part, I think 0.2%, like we said, or 0.3% out to be able to shore up defense spending. In 2027, there's going to be an increase in defense spending. I think Kemi is suffering from her own personal identity crisis, number one. Secondly, she doesn't even have a full grasp of the issues. And that's why Keir Starmer just looked at her and said, who is this one talking? This is something that there was a unanimous consensus to support. Even the most right-wing of right-wing reform did give kudos to him on this. So what is Kemi saying here? That's how she misinterprets most of the arguments and everything. I think she should go and learn how to be a very productive leader. And that's why you were giving out the stat the other day. Just about 20% really acknowledges her as someone that can be a viable leader. Right. If there's a race for leadership now, I'm in the Conservative Party, I'm not sure Kemi will be able to stand it because she's done an appalling job. She's not taking the issues on. You know, she's gone on to be like this warrior for cultural issues, which she should not be doing. She entirely missed that point. Her policies have not landed. And it's just a big problem. So you see, they keep making a joke of her. And this is one of the most hilarious, beatdowns I've ever seen. I didn't even acknowledge you. And that's what we keep saying to the lady.
Okay, go ahead.
She can't keep acting like a playboy from the Southwestern War.
Welcome back. That was Kemi Badenoch, or is it Kemi Badlock? Nigerians, or let's say Africans, or let's even say foreigners in the United Kingdom are not happy with Kemi Badenoch. This is as a result of suggestions. She is hoping that one day she will be the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And you heard what our guest said, how Kemi Badenoch was kind of racially profiled, sort of. And this is by the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom presently. Kemi is pushing, and one day she hopes to be the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. She's married to a Caucasian, and if Kemi is allowed to change the color of her skin, I think she will. Now, there are certain talks where Kemi was not supposed to refer to Nigeria, but she did anyway. There was a time she was quizzed about the United Kingdom policing. Kemi Badenoch jumped to her brother's experience in Nigeria, where she accused the police and maybe the immigration police, that's what she meant. She accused the police of stealing her brother's watch, her brother's shoe, and she talked at length about how dysfunctional Nigeria is. And she said she's from a wealthy family anyway. Her father, a medical doctor, and she was born in the 1980. Yeah, that makes her 44. Femi Badenoch, one of those children born in the UK, back in those days, if your parents can afford it, if your parents study medicine, or they have the opportunity of traveling to the UK back in those days, what parents do in those years is to give birth to children like Kemi in the UK and then bring them back to Nigeria. Now, with their British passport or American passport, these children tend to have a chip on their shoulders. Now, look at Kemi. Kemi recently said there will be a change in policy if she becomes the prime minister, such as, in fact, she's even suggesting it right now, that citizenship by marriage should extend to, I think, twice the number of years. And she's literally wants to make life difficult. And people pointed to how her parents were able to secure citizenship, and also our parents were able to give to her citizenship. Imagine if it wasn't possible for you to become a citizen even by birth in the United Kingdom, unless somehow your parents or you, okay, let's say in the EU, if two aliens give birth to a child, that child is also an alien. That child would be 18 years old if that child resides in that country, and with proof, then that child can now apply for citizenship when he or she is 18 years old. So Kemi wants to bring in some difficult policies that will not benefit foreigners. Majority of the utterances of Kemi is kind of counterproductive, or let's say will make life difficult for foreigners. That is the truth of it. And these are children of immigrants. You wonder at times why children of immigrants, once they are given the opportunity to mount that position, the first thing that comes into their mind is, how can we bring up policies against ourselves? They believe they will be liked, they will be voted for if they show and present policies that are against migration, against their people, their own race, against the minorities, against foreigners, against immigrants and emigrants. That's all Kemi is all about. Let us look at Donald Trump. It is easy, or let's say easier, for Donald Trump to campaign on direct and indirect racism, like on that grounds of, oh, we are better than them, shithole country, insult someone who is also a politician because that person's race is not Caucasian like yours, that kind of thing. It works for him because majority in the United States are people of his own race. So this is who they are. This is what he wants to present to them. We are better than them. We are highly placed than them. Our race is superior than them. So, in which space is Kemi falling into? That is the question that begs for an answer. Is she only laying claim to being a citizen by law? Yeah, she's a citizen, a British citizen. But the thing that Kemi should understand is this. She has dual nationality, even though she said, oh, a lot of people oftentimes, she said, I find it interesting. Let me quote what she said. She said, I find it interesting that everybody defines me as being Nigerian. I identify less with the country than with a specific ethnicity. Yoruba, the politician, Kemi Badenoch. She said this on one of those platform, one interview like that. She said, I have nothing in common with the people of the north of the country, Nigeria, where Boko Haram Islamization and extremism is at large. Yeah, it's okay to want to take yourself away from the same that your British Empire created. The British Empire created Nigeria. They literally gave it the name Nigeria. And you say you don't want to associate with what they created, and that you would rather want to be identified with the tribe called Yoruba, which is okay. There is no crime in that. But if you think that being against your people, flogging your people, I'm not saying that things are done properly and right in Nigeria. In fact, if you land at the Nigerian airport, I don't know, now maybe things are being kind of done appropriately or properly, maybe things are being addressed. If you land in the airport of the Nigeria, or you land at the consulate or embassy of Nigeria in any country, you will know that you are in Nigeria. You don't have to be in Nigeria. You begin to see lackadaisical attitude. You begin to see the same corrupt practices. You see a lot of terrible things, but they are upgrading anyway. People are beginning to applaud the upgrade. Imagine you land at the Nigerian airport and the next thing is, Oga, wetin you bring? What a mess. Oga, wetin you bring, madam? And they want to delay you. They want to frustrate you so you can give them something. What a mess. So, does this same happen in other parts of the world? But not like how you will visibly see it in Nigeria. That's the problem. And then from the airport, you land on the street. You meet with the black and blue or black uniformed men called the Nigerian police. Oga, stop there. Where are you coming from? Okay. Criminals all over the place. So these are things that we need to address. We cannot be blind to them. We cannot pretend that these things do not exist. But when you have the audience, you have the international audience, and the next thing you want to do is to flog your heritage and disgrace your heritage, what makes you think that this Caucasian, he heard what Starmer said, the Prime Minister said, you this brown, melanated rubbish that we gave an opportunity through your parents to call yourself a British citizen, or you think we don't know who the British citizens are? What Kemi does not know, and that is what he is saying, that you think you are a West, you think you can be Western savior. We are the ones that will save you, not you. After all, the country that you don't want to associate with, my ancestors gave it that name, Nigeria. You, melanated nonsense. You, because Kemi already made it appear that our heritage is rubbish. Yeah, to an extent, she said, oh, I want to associate myself with this tribe. It's okay. She even said, oh, you know what? Because of the policies, economic policies, because of this and that, my parents had to leave the United Kingdom leave Nigeria in a hurry. They had good business running. They had to leave down to the UK where we have more stability. We cannot lie that there is stability in some of these Western countries, but you have to struggle your way to the top. You have to struggle your way to fit in, not even to the top, to fit in. There are countries that have given opportunities. Imagine Kemi, she was given fair opportunities somehow. It's not like but she still has to fight and struggle with racism. Now, is it that Kemi forgot so because she's married to a Caucasian and she has mixed race kids? Is that the reason why she forgot that she cannot erase the color of her skin? Maybe her children, if they go on in life and get married to, let's say, Caucasian, then we will not see the melanated skin anymore. And she's a female, so she definitely would not be giving her name to her surname to her children. So what I'm trying to say is that Kemi should have been a smarter, more intelligent person. But she felt that the way to get the votes, the way to get to the heart of racist Caucasian men and women in the United Kingdom is for her to rubbish her heritage, rubbish the country that gave her parents the opportunity to be rich. She said it. She said, you know what? During the 1978, 79 oil boom in Nigeria, I was born in 1980. My parents were able to be successful. They had clients, patients from these oil companies that they treated. So my dad made a lot of money. I was able to go to this school, go to that school, and of course, able to get the opportunity to have that British citizenship. Now, Kemi is not saying anything good about Nigeria that she wants to talk about. She was asked about British police or policing rather than answer questions as per what she wants to achieve in her life. She jumped on our bag and shoes, brother's bag and pencils and trousers and boxers were stolen by one police officer, and this she rubbished Nigeria. Like, no, I know you guys always want to associate Nigeria whenever you see me, but I just want to tell you guys that I don't want to even associate with Nigeria. Look at the fool. I don't want to. I'm a Yoruba woman, but I know British people created that contraption called Nigeria. They gave it that name, and Nigerians have refused to rename it and get a new identity. They prefer it like that because they know that Nigeria cannot have a new name because we are different nations brought together. So I prefer to be Yoruba. It's okay, but you have to be smart. That's why you are a politician. You have to know there's something called politically correct. You do not need to share your personal experience or some, look at the United Kingdom. Why didn't she talk about knifing? They talked about policing in the UK. Do you know how many people have been knifed, unalived on the streets of the United Kingdom? There are places in the United Kingdom you dare not, transverse those cobbled walkway in certain times of the night. You might be unalived. So, well, it is what it is. I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this. We cannot, we can't say we have perfection in Nigeria. We have a lot of issues to deal with. But if you think you will win votes in the UK by mouthing, by rubbishing Nigeria, yes, we have issues. If you think you will win votes, they will not trust you because they know that, in fact, they can see through your scheme. Yeah, through your scheme. They can see through it. That's why she said you are trying to be relevant. You are trying hard to be relevant by rubbishing your heritage. Like you think we don't know. You are trying to rubbish your heritage in the hope that we will embrace you and lick you like honey. No. Who knows? Maybe they will allow her to do some little bit of game. Look at the Indian guy. He didn't spend too much time there. I think those guys don't know what they are doing. There are structures that have been put in place. Yes, they have laws. And they have political analysts. Or let me even say political scientists. They sit down, process and profile and see what next. Let us give the image of inclusion. Let us bring in India. Indians have also added value to the United Kingdom. So let's bring in the Indian guy. Let's give him time a little bit. Let him bring Buddha and Hindu and Hare Krishna. Let him bring it a little bit to number 10. Let's give them that, that kind of thing. Let's then, of course, efficiency is important. Before you say Jack Robinson, you are out. Kemi, bad luck. I don't know if they will give you the opportunity to step in there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Drop your comments. See you guys in the next update.